a very Emmy Award-winning show.
It's surreal. It's really surreal to be nominated, especially in this category. I feel like I've got some big shoes to fill, and also everyone nominated in my category was so talented and they gave such great performances, and it's just nice to be with everybody on my show and not on my show that did great work and just celebrate tonight before anybody gets bad news.
Who did you look up to? What made you kind of break out into this incredible career that you're on?
Honestly, Linda Blair.
Really?
Yeah. I was a kid and I saw Linda Blair in The Exorcist. I was 9, and I said that's what I want to do. I knew it was fake. I knew what it was, and I wanted to do that.
Yeah, the way that the scene was just like all this drama and the costumes and all that kind of engaged you.
It was just the raw emotion that radiated out of her little body. And I was like, wow, that is fearlessness right there in front of me. Even though she's creating fear, I saw fearlessness in that performance, and that's what I wanted to do.
Wow. Well, you got that. And Linda, I didn't make her say that. She said, I don't know, Linda's a longtime friend of mine.
I adore her beyond.
Yeah,
Huge fan. By the way, if you ever see this, I was a chubby blonde girl with clear braces that stood outside the Virgin Megastore for like 4 hours to meet you, and you were super nice to me, so thank you for being so nice to me.
Do you see how cool it is when people get to meet an idol of theirs and that it's a positive experience? Because you never know, you're inspiring someone that could be nominated for an Emmy.
Thank you so much.
When actors go out for a role, TV role, they read a script, they recite lines. When you go for a movie role, you're directed by director. But when you write something down and you put your blood, sweat, and tears and your real life on here, that takes a lot of talent and a lot of guts.
It was a lot of guts. I got scared several times in the process of doing it and put it down, but I'm glad I picked it back up and continued doing it.
It's inspirational, Richard, you know, your story. So many of us that came to Hollywood to try to make it in different ways and only brushed shoulders with great people like your father, you know, whom I knew he took me at the Comedy Store. I'm a comic.
Yeah.
And he would say, you know, Jamie, you keep that warmth. All these other guys, and that's not the word he used.
Oh yeah.
All these other guys, they all angry, they all mean, and you sweet and you nice. And that makes people feel good. And then you get laughs, you got it all.
Got it, yeah, I believe that.
That inspiration, like your book, that you've opened up your life, you know, inspires people.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it. And those Comedy Store moments, those are great times.
They really are, and they were once in a lifetime.
Oh yeah.
When Richard was Richie, I knew it was Richie, but you know, when Richard would come in to work out, you know, he was working out live on the Sunset Strip. I was there in in the mid '70s, and just watching how he worked the same process that every other open micer, Richard was going right through it, except he went onto the movie screen and showed it for it all.
It's awesome. A lot of work, dedication, and a love for what you do.
But that dedication also suffered at home.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And that's the thing about my book, the process of going through the pain and the things you go through, of how you do things because you think you're hurting and why you're hurting, and getting through those things is a process, definitely in life.
Thank you so much for your courage, for your great energy. You always got that beautiful
Thank
smile,
you.
my longtime buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, and the book is out.
Yes, out now. Yeah, you can check enterpriselife.com or Amazon or check around retailers or whatever and see what they have.
And where can people follow you on social media?
You can follow me on social media at enterpriselife.com or Richard Ryor Jr. at Twitter, Instagram, or on Facebook at the Richard Ryor Jr. fan page.
One of the hardest working actors and nicest guys in the business, and you funny. I was watching a video clip that you did in Australia, wasn't you? You were like on a chat show, as they call it?
Indeed, yes.
And you see what I mean?
Flat out like a illicit drink when you're down under, mate, you know?
And then you're a funny dude. I didn't know that side of you.
Very
When
much.
we see each other, usually it's a hi, a bye, a hug, of support. But, you know, I got to see your personality very candid there. And you're very funny.
I try, you know, everybody thinks I'm the brooding ethnic, but, you know, I can bring the funny on occasion.
Yeah, you do. Well, you're in a great drama, nominated, and I know at the Indie Series Awards, I saw you win as well. That was share with the folks about.
I just really, I mean, conversations in LA and the partnership with Anne-Marie Cummings, I mean, it just keeps paying dividends. It's amazing. I did it because it was such a beautiful piece, so challenging, so well written, 30 minutes in one take, no cuts. I mean, you know, just a real let's get back to basics and bring your chops kind of thing. And to win the Independent Series Award and to be nominated for the Emmy, you know, it's not the reason you do these things, but it's certainly nice to be recognized.
Yeah. Well, I know you. You always go straight from the heart. But it is nice to be recognized. But also, it's nice to see recognizable people in material of this, or content of this genre and this level, because it encourages other actors. Because it's great material, but because you're in it, you draw a lot of attention to it.
I hope so, because I mean, quite honestly, our industry is changing. We have so many different platforms now. You know, there used to be 3 networks. You know, and now cut to this century, we've got all of the cable stations. We've got streaming. We've got video on demand, and a show like this, you know, which is a streaming demand show and independently produced. I mean, there's a lot of cutting edge stuff happening out there, and you know, I don't want to be one of those dinosaurs left behind.
That'll never happen to the great Lou Diamond Phillops, up for an Emmy this week. Daytime Emmys, right here with one of the Hollywood's best. Kelsey Scott's here.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Looking ravishing in the
Why,
sapphire
thank
color.
you.
And I see how the makeup, did you see
You
that?
know, you have to match it up a little bit
Do
sometimes.
match up. And
Yes.
what I did, I'm wearing a, you know, you heard of a bow tie? This is a no tie.
I like it. I'll take it.
Because
I'll
it's
take it.
midweek, you know, as we're making our way towards the big Emmy
Right.
awards on Sunday.
Exactly.
So it's going to work its way up by the time we get to
So
the
it's just
Emmy.
gonna crouch, and then by Sunday it's gonna be like, I like it.
right?
I like it.
Right about the same time that you will probably be winning your Emmy.
Oh, how sweet you are.
Tell us about your nomination and your show.
Oh, thank you. I am nominated for Outstanding Guest Performer in a Digital Drama Series for Giants, which premiered on YouTube and is now on Clio TV, part of Issa Rae Presents. And it's a story literally about millennials trying to get it together in life. and I'm a life coach guru that tries to help them out.
Well, I know that if I were lucky enough to have you as my life guru, I would do anything that you tell me to do, because I want to get it together the way you have it together. Looking stunning, doing great work, and wishing you a great Emmy Award week.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You are sparkling, buddy. Look at this.
I have to. I mean, when I'm with my beautiful girlfriend, you know, it's hard to stay on the same level, so I got to bring some sparkle to it.
Right, because you sparkle naturally.
Exactly.
He's got to wear the jacket. But all in all, you're an award-winning show, the series The Bay.
Yeah, it's huge. And it's another year. We're super excited. I mean, it's not a huge for no reason. People love it. We love it. We enjoy it every day. And hopefully we get to add another little trophy to the collection.
Well, you know what's exciting about this and what you're doing as a producer, you know, and we need more female producers, because women have heart, women have intuition, not knocking us guys,
no,
right?
absolutely,
but they
right.
bring a little more that sometimes us knuckleheads miss, right? And bringing it together, I think that makes why you guys are a dynamic duo, not just personally, but professionally. And to see that this show continues to grow, it gives the rest of us hope that maybe we can get a show together. Maybe we can cast actors. Maybe that script that's maybe not moving at one of the big studios, you don't need that. You can go shoot it now, you can upload it, and you could be nominated for an Emmy.
Absolutely.
You can dream it, you can do it.
There it is. Do you see?
Key words.
That's why she does what she does, and she works it the way she does. You dream it, and you make it happen, you know? Tell us, you also had a movie released.
Yes.
Tell us about After.
After was so fun. I played Professor Soto and Sven played
Jace, the baddest boy of them all. I mean,
No typecasting there, huh?
what do you mean?
Oh, the bad boy like that. Oh, I thought just the bad boy in the girl's life.
Well, both.
Oh, but okay, yeah. And
No.
a tough guy. I'm from Lincoln Heights, East LA. I can pull out a can of whip ass too, you know what I mean? If I have to. But yes, now you play Professor Soto.
Yes.
Now being a Latino myself, I hear Soto. Are you a little Latino, or are you playing a Latina?
She's married to a Latino.
I
That's how
see.
she got the last name.
Yes, well, see, as Latinos, we come in all different shades of
Latinos
brown.
are-
Latino, we have light brown, dark brown, even blonde hair, blue eyes like you.
Yes.
But we all have that passion, and that passion you brought to your
Fiery
character.
passion, yes.
Yes. And you, in your role, you're a badass, huh?
Yeah, and white. No, I play the rough around the edges tattoo artist. I'm the bad boy to the even badder boy, the lead character, Hardin. And we had a fun time shooting. We shot in Atlanta. The story was great, based off the hit book After by Anna Todd, which was downloaded 1.5 billion times off the internet. So being able to bring that story to life was, for both of us, an honor to share with the fans, because the fans for this were out of this world.
Very nice fans, lots of them.
That's also the beauty of what's happening in this generation that we're part of. Unless you had a deal with Paramount, 20th Century Fox, or Warner Brothers, you were out on your tuchus, as they say.
Exactly.
Now, hey, you've taken this the rights of this book and you've laid out a script, and now you have this movie, and a whole new generation of people can see you all over the world. I love it, you know. Now I understand that Al Pacino also is in your what do they call that? Your
Wheelhouse, I guess?
well, yeah.
Repertoire?
Well, you guys are doing something with him, or
We have, yes.
yes? Can you share a little bit? Or?
Yeah, a true story, Axis Sally, a war drama about an American citizen who was in the propaganda wheel for Hitler, and she was tried for treason when they caught her and brought her back to the United States. And it tells the true story of her life. It's very intense, very scary. She was going to be hung. You know, that's part of the American history. They were going to hang this woman for acting. And, you know, yes, she was taken into the employment of Hitler, but for an American citizen, it's just a crazy, crazy story. And Al played my lawyer, and Sven played the young
assistant to
lawyer.
Al Pacino.
Yeah, to Al Pacino.
You know, it's so funny about you playing his lawyer, or no, he played
He
your.
plays-
My lawyer.
He played
Al
your
played
lawyer.
My lawyer.
Al plays your lawyer,
Yes,
and
he does.
ironically, in most of his characters, he
Order!
needs a
yeah, he
lawyer.
needs a lawyer. So I'm
doesn't
sure,
need a
I think he probably loved the opportunity to be on the other side.
He did love the character.
And so, what were you just doing right now? Just
Order! His famous line.
right. It was
You're out of order.
from Dog Day
I'm not
Afternoon.
out of order.
You're out of order.
But the guy's incredible. I mean, we worked with him for, 2 weeks. We had one scene in a courtroom. We did 4 takes that were 15 minutes each. And the guy was on point every single time. We were sitting there, we know the lines, we know the story, but the way he said it, I mean, we were interested in, we already knew what was going to happen.
So fantastic. He is the world's greatest actor today. And to work with him was just the most unbelievable honor. And we absolutely adored him as a person. We ate dinner a lot, we hung out, we sent him flowers. He's just a sweet man, but he's an amazing actor. When he Al Pacino's you with those eyes, you are just like,
He's
oh
not
my
fucking
gosh.
around.
I like that when he
Oh.
Al Pacino's you,
Yeah,
right?
you are
Yeah.
so nailed.
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, he is strong and he is powerful,
Uh-huh.
and he has not lost a thing in his 78 years. He is as amazing
Strong
as
as
ever.
ever.
Two good things you just brought up. Number one, you said legend, and you said 78. I strongly believe, listen, when our grandparents were in their 50s, it was another generation. You know, labor was very intensive. Work was like at the end of the day, you were exhausted and just had to get through the day. But the fact of the matter is now, hey, 78 is the new 50, baby.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. And with regard to legend, thank you. You're a young man. And for you to recognize that this person is not some guy over there, he's a legend, you're absolutely
He's a
right.
legend.
And that you two have this experience to work with a legend. I was so lucky. I'm a comedian. I started out
I couldn't tell.
16. The face. I was 16 years old, and I opened up for all these legends. Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin. These were my Milton Berle. Okay, Richard Pryor. I mean, these are the legends in my field, and I never looked it with gratitude. You know, I had, oh my God, and I still do today. I get goosebumps under the tux here, and I'm glad that you feel that way, because as your work continues, Sven, you're both movie stars. You will continue to take a little bit of Al with you.
Absolutely.
Yes, he told us so much. We
He's a
learned
part
so
of us.
much.
Yes, yes. Well, have a great Emmy. Well,
Thank you very
and you've got the nominations now.
Yeah.
Have a great Emmy Sunday.
Thank you very much.
And continue success. I'm sure we will interview and visit again.
I
Lovely
hope so.
people. from head to toe, this brother has it together and a great talent. Tell the folks what you're working on and what.
Hi, my name is Najee De-tiege. I'm off the Bay. It's an Amazon show, and I'm presenting this Friday. And I'm also off a Nickelodeon show called Power Ranger Samurai. It's on Nickelodeon. I play the Blue Ranger, but we're here to promote the Bay because it's nominated. So yeah,
really is an exciting series,
Yes.
and bringing together. How do you feel about that? Brings together a group of veterans with the new generation like yourself.
Yep.
You like mixing it up?
Yeah, I said the same thing. It's pretty cool because you got these people that we looked up to growing up, looking at the daytime shows, and we're getting them all coming into the show. It's pretty cool. So I'm excited to work with Vivica Fox. Plays my auntie. I've looked up to her ever since I was young. So
I'd like to look up to Vivica Fox in any way, shape, or form.
She's beautiful.
She's beautiful and talented.
Yeah, she
right?
comes with it.
Is she
I love
nice?
it. She's really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
she's really nice.
'Cause I would think
As soon as
sometimes
I met
she's
her.
maybe a little unapproachable or something, but
I know she, but you're good. Don't worry. It's just that, that Hollywood, But once you talk to her, she's really nice, really cool. Really, I got to know her. I want to be lucky enough to share some scenes with her in the future. I'm excited to be on the show. Excited to be here. Excited to be meeting and talking to you.
I worked with Raquel Welch, and I was so nervous to meet her. She's so legendary. But it's funny, once you break that ice, if you're warm and humble and not a jerk, they embrace you and they just want you to succeed too.
We're all human.
Yes, right? And therefore, I know Vivica's a fan of yours too, as now we are. And you're going to be presenting on Friday.
Yes.
And then your show is up for multiple Emmys, and we will see you with your Emmy one day, I'm sure.
Just like this. Yes, I'm envisioning it.
It's a great tie.
Thank you. I thought I'd change it up. This is, how there's.
And I love that it's not tied.
That's
because
just
that would, whenever I get frustrated with tying it, I could do that.
You get it. See, he writes and he gets the fashion.
Yeah, he's
but by
fashion forward.
Sunday, it's gonna
It'll
be up.
be tied. Okay.
Yes, that's my
Oh,
story arc as a
okay,
writer.
there you go.
Although that's my arc
It's the arc of the tie.
of the tie. But meanwhile, what's not a tie is your award-winning to acting and writing and producing. Share with everybody about what I saw happen at the Indie Awards and now why you're here tonight.
Well, we're nominated for 8 Emmys, and we couldn't be more thrilled.
Well, there you go. We've been talking to people how, we're in this incredible technology era where you can take a script, you can take a story and put together people and shoot something. And next thing you're being seen on the internet and even nominated for 8 Emmy Awards.
Well, it's a dream come true.
And it's one of the things wonderful about where technology has come is that we have the ability. Actually, the guys from Giant said it at the Indies that we have the ability to tell stories that weren't being told.
Yes.
Because we can tell them ourselves now.
There it is. There used to be a time where it was just ABC, NBC, CBS.
Yeah, and if they didn't want to tell that story, it wasn't getting told.
There it is. Now more writers are working, more actors are working, more directors
Back
are
in the days when there was no
and audiences, we're finding new audiences through all of this. There are people watching the product that didn't tune into any of that other stuff.
Yes, and they can tune in when it's convenient for them.
And all they have to with our show is have Amazon Prime, and they're there.
Well, continued success.
Thank you.
And I'm so
Thank you so
happy that you guys stopped by. I know a lot of press wants to talk to you. And
Thank you so much.
we will see you on Sunday.
And I'm going to watch the Arc of the Tide.
You got it. Right here.
I see it as a series.
Yes, there it is.
I think there's a series.
It's called Tie Me Up.
It's either that.
Well, there we go. Tie me up. You heard it right here. Well, you hear a lot about nominated shows and nominated actors and writers and producers. Here we have it all wrapped up into one. Okay? Celeste Fianna, one of the rising stars in Hollywood, not only dynamic on camera, but behind the scenes as a producer. And here you are nominated in your series again. It never gets old because I know you're the hardest working gal. You're always hard on yourself. You want it to be right. And you just keep growing and getting better and better.
I try. I mean, what you can do is try, and especially here, so yeah.
Well, I like the way you mix it up. You bring veteran actors and you bring them together with a new generation of Hollywood actors like yourself. How does that play for, the other actors? They get intimidated or?
No, I I mean, we all get along really well. I mean, within our show, everyone really has a good rapport. I mean, there's not a lot of fighting. I mean, obviously we run into little glitches when we're in production. We're like, oh my gosh, the lighting's not good, or we're hitting like nighttime and it's supposed to be daylight, stuff like this. But for the most part, we get along pretty well. So.
Well, it's a great creative chemistry of people. With Gregory, Martin, writing and directing, and Kristos producing and acting, and yourself acting and producing as well. Then you bring in people like, all the guest stars that you've had come in, named people. And, it just gives people hope that maybe they can take their idea or take their script and do something with it. What would you say to encourage other people?
I would say just don't give up, keep going, keep trying if you believe in it, and if it's a passion of yours, just you gotta go for it because it doesn't feel like work. And if you can figure out ways to make a living off of it, then just keep going and it just grows from there. So that would be because I know I've done jobs which I hate. I don't like them or whatever, and I'm just like, I have to do this, I have to do that. But with this, I'm just like, yeah, this is great. I kind of just go and I think if you have a passion, do it and don't give up.
Yeah, there it is. You heard it from an award-winning actress and producer. I'm talking to a nominated, an award-winning actor, writer of a Bay series, going into your, what year is this?
The fifth season, many years now.
Many years, but it's the fifth season, and the show keeps going and getting stronger, and you're opposite sometimes some named, big-time, daytime actors, Does that ever throw you off? You seem like a very confident, good actor, or is it a collaboration?
Thanks, man, I appreciate that. It's certainly a collaboration. You have to have a strong center on things, which is part of the talent, I suppose, to just keep your center of gravity through all the noise and all the pulling left, right, and the issues that pop up as you go. You have to have that through line that's strong enough. So I guess I could say that, but honestly, it's about the team. It's about the way you receive each other and team up energetically, most of all. I'm thankful to my co-stars, like Karrueche Tran, Lily Melgar, Mary Beth Evans, Ron Moss, amazing people to work with. And the whole cast and the whole producing team, Wendy Rich, Gregory J. Martin, a genius, both geniuses in writing, and I'm grateful. I'm a piece of a great masterpiece.
Congratulations, continued success, man.
Really
You're one of the great new young actors. I look at you, and I always see that about you, because I see you off camera, and you're very much the same. Elvis Presley was very much the same. Elvis was not Elvis, hey, I'm on doing a promo tour, I'm on stage, or I'm in a movie. Elvis was Elvis, and very few people have that inner confidence the way you do. And it's not an arrogant kind of way whatsoever. And sometimes I'll ask you a question. Do people ever think you're aloof or stuck up because you tend to be so focused and genuine that they think that maybe you're not interacting with them or that you like them, and you just cool being yourself?
Thanks, man. That really means a lot. Thank you so much for expressing that. That's cool. I feel really good with taking that energy you gave me. Thank you, man. I just kind of go bit by bit and lead with the appreciation I have to be alive, first of all, and then second, to connect with people that I like.
To be on a board, a skateboard, right? And then to get into physical fitness, which is something different without the board, then to be on camera. Those are all three different genres.
Thank you for that acknowledgement, and it's kind of like the magic of life through skateboarding, for instance. That was what I grew up with, that was my sport, that was what helped me form my self-identity, my confidence, my understanding for something, to have grounds to stand on, unintended, a board to stand on, but it gave me confidence, and it gave me the ability to shrink the gap between fear and possibility. So literally it's physical, but also I was like, this is not just physical, this is a metaphor at the same time that can be translated. If I put this focus and energy into learning how to do I don't know, like a fakey frontside flip down a 7 set, and I land it. And it's trial and error. You're doing it, you're trying it, you're falling, but you're learning. It's literally, you apply that diligence to anything. And I'm not saying it's naturally a given that it's translatable, but there is a way to grab and sort of leverage that into something different. It's possible to translate it. It's a form of energy that lies as the undercurrent to most everything, I feel like, unless I find out otherwise.
Keep an eye out for Kristos Andrews. He's up for another Emmy with his great series, The Bay, and his team. We're here with my buddy, David Osmond, who is hosting Friday night's Daytime Emmy Awards.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. And we were just talking about, he's on stage in Las Vegas, among other places, with legendary the Osmond family, specifically, you know, Donnie and Marie, and they sing and they dance, and he's really this next generation. I was lucky enough to work. I used to do the warm-up on a TV show called Solid Gold. You ever hear of Solid Gold? They were a show that was before all dancers and co-hosts that would interview the top 10 hits of the day.
It was kind of like the Casey
Yes.
on television.
Yes.
Yes.
He's so smart
my
and
goodness.
good looking,
Hey,
and that's why he's a host. And so when we would break down our set, they would put up the Donnie and Marie show on Stage 6 at KTLA. And so to watch the Osmond family, which is a great American family, an institution entertainment-wise globally, have brought joy, happiness, and good American entertainment.
I can't believe you memorized everything in my bio and said it verbatim. That was amazing. You said it exactly the way I told you to say it. Thank
Straight
you.
from the heart, and now David is carrying it on with his talents. Tell us.
No pressure. Oh, after all that? My
Right?
gosh.
Oh my God. Now your father is Alan, I want to say.
Yeah, I get asked that question pretty much every day of my life. Who's your dad? Alan,
Who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy? So yeah, Uncle Donnie, Aunt Marie, and then my dad's her older brother, Alan.
Yes.
And he was the leader of the group, the songwriter, the producer of Donnie and Marie Show. And I stand on the shoulders of giants, man. I really do. Thanks for recognizing that.
Tonight is a special night because I get to actually meet with you and joke around with you like a brother.
Well, all roads lead back to the Daytime Emmys, don't they?
Yes, they
this
do.
This is like a family reunion.
It really
in more
is.
ways than one.
Yes.
This is so cool.
Where can people follow you, David?
Oh, well, you
and I don't mean out to the car.
I was
on
going to
social
say,
media.
like, my car is the Nissan Verso. So on social media, on Instagram, at David Osmond. On Twitter, it's at David Osmond 1. I was just that much late to the game. There's quite a few Osmonds in the world, and there happens to be another David.
But now when I go up to Donnie, I'm going to say that David said it was okay to introduce myself, that you are the salt of the earth and an amazing uncle.
And talent for days.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
I'm going to catch him 2 or 3 times before they close out. It's been a great run
Give
for
Meryl
them.
a hard time for me.
Meryl's the best.
He's awesome. I introduced him. I just did a show with Meryl and Jade. So I went in and helped them do an Awesome Brothers show. And as I introduced them, I'm like, these guys don't need any introduction, but give it up for my uncles, Kenny Rogers and Tom Jones.
Well,
they look just like him.
They do, but they also do through the years. Through the years.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Kenny Rogers.
That was a Kenny Rogers hit. And there was a great video collage of the family photographs as they're singing through the years. I mean, it's a tearjerker.
It is.
Really, but really, you know, I guess for those of us that have been watching you and your family over
62 years they've been performing. Still performing. Isn't that crazy?
Yes, and we
Who
want
does
to,
that?
Right, no one. I mean, I can't think of any other entertainers that have had that longevity and that have not been thrown by all the pressures that you guys are under.
Yeah, I attribute that back to, I think, the foundation that was established with my grandparents. My grandma and grandpa, George and Olive Osmond, really established life and said, this is who we are, these are our core values, and you're not going to forget it. It's like God, family, then showbiz. You know, and they kept the priorities there. I think that really helped them be grounded, you know what I mean? And they've maintained that all these years.
The Daytime Emmys are very unique, and the Academy spares no expense to really make it customized for the kind of content, talent, and really, it's a game changer for people's careers and content. How do you feel about how all is going with this Emmy week?
Well, I think you see just up and down this red carpet that the daytime community is truly the most diverse in entertainment. And I use that word diversity in many forms. In the diversity of content and the programming, everything from drama to children's programming to talk shows to court shows, cooking, travel, everything under one roof. But also the diversity in voices and life experiences that are being brought to the screen. And I think that is something that we're incredibly proud of and very excited to have the opportunity to celebrate this week.
That's what I was talking about. I work the Primetime Emmy Awards. And, you know, in this digital age that we're in, we now have access to see so much more content, and now we can somewhat compare. There was a time, as you know, where it was just ABC, NBC, CBS. And after that, you didn't see it. Now, like you just mentioned, under the Daytime Emmy banner and content, you see children's shows, you see talk shows, and these dramatic digital shows that look like network programs.
And the children's shows no longer limited by how many shows can we get on the air in 3 hours on Saturday morning anymore. So many more creators can come into the field there. For the dramas, it's not a question of can I get a 3-letter network to greenlight a multi-million-dollar budget. You can self-produce, put it on YouTube, and if you find an audience for that story, your voice has every bit the opportunity for reach and impact and an Emmy as some of the stalwarts like General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, and the others who've been there for 50 years.
Yes, that's so exciting and really creates a great new platform because, believe it or not, that little Emmy logo and design, and I remember in North Hollywood when they remodeled the courtyard, right? And I used to work with Lucille Ball on Life with Lucy. That was her last series. She plucked me off of the set of Golden Girls, actually. And she said, listen, what you doing for these broads over here? Do that for me over here. And
did you bring the wicker furniture?
She said, no,
was there a lot of rattan?
Leave the furniture there. You remind me of someone I worked with a long time ago, Desi Arnaz from I Love Lucy, of course. But, you know, your institution bridges us to those programs and to that content and to that type of storytelling, which makes us feel in this generation that, wow, if we win an Emmy, that kind of it bounds us to a time that used to be and where we are now.
I mean, it's
very prestigious.
Yes, it is an iconic symbol of excellence. And even as technology has changed, as the industry has changed, you know, that level of excellence didn't change when we went from black and white to color to HD. And it's not going to change now when we go from just a few networks to an infinite number of networks. But when you walk across the stage and you collect that statue, and you realize that only 45 other people in history have received that honor for the work in this community, which right now is larger than it has ever been. We had more entries in the Daytime Emmys this year than in any previous competition. You have that unbroken line back to the greats that started.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Continued success. I'm so glad we had
Thank you
chance
so
to talk.
much.
This is such a tremendous week for you. And how are you holding up?
So far, so good. Though this is just night one. Ask me on Sunday's red carpet.
Okay. All right. There we go. The Daytime Emmys 2019 off and running.